ready. B ready, A ready, D ready, E ready. I think that should be all of them. So, feel free to count us down. Reapply stuff that, you know, has expired. But yeah, now you should be able to.
Did you cover the duelist and tank aggro?
Duelist and tank aggro. Oh, right. The thing is that for that one, I guess.
Just use your range attack because the duelist is like they shit out damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Heaven's Word Black Mage taking aggro off you.
Yeah. If you are tanking at the start, they will murder you. They are vicious. So do some proper mitigation. If you're somehow tanking all 4 of them at once. But usually, if you're, should be able to like split that in between the 2 tanks.
It'll be fine. We're gonna clear. First pull.
Okay, so now we can start us off. In terms of cool countdown. Make sure you're applying healers. Make sure you're applying the spell forges and steel stingus now, so that you have like an advantage going in. All right, the boys will start out with 2 sets of raid wides. Be very careful. Tanks here. It's a lot of damage at once. Keep an eye on them. First AoE going off. Second set of AoEs going off. You can see Queen Shot there makes a cameo. And they should go untargetable soon. Warrior will get tanked to beta, and the Knight will get tanked in the middle. Okay, your Steel Forges and remove Spell Forge, apply Steel Sting. Remove purple, apply yellow. Filler casts, because they love their filler casts. Okay, it's gonna be a knockbang. Lamp oil, rope, bombs. Let's see what we got. Tethers too large, everyone else to purple. Yeah, oh yeah, sorry, to the edge. Yeah, to the edge. My apologies. If you drop down early, head to an explosion. I thought it was the source. Dispel the warrior next. Double raid wide. Yeah. It should have some tethers next, so tethers to wind, everyone else to purple. Go towards him, it's gonna be a donut-shaped AoE. And we're gonna scoot in towards 1. Inside his hitbox, scoot it in towards 1. Dispel the warrior. Oh, they're tethered. Oh, gosh. Okay, tank busters. Okay, remove Spellforge, apply Steel Sting. Should be the same as last time, if I'm correct. Remove purple, apply yellow. Shield. Yeah, there we go. This time should be knockback. Lamp oil, rope, bombs. Tethers go to large. Everyone else to small. Get knocked back at an acute angle from the knight. And well, this is weird. Yeah. If you drop down early, head to an explosion. Saw the S there, but it was like both shield and sword start with an S. Dispel the warrior, please. As soon as that cast bar is finished. Raid wide? Raid wide. Relentless battery cast because they just love to do this. And next up, tethers to wind, everyone else to purple. Gonna be shield again. So go towards him, and dodge towards the warrior. Still inside his hitbox though. And dispel that warrior boost. I think we got this face in the bag, hopefully. Oh! Careful, careful. AoE. Oh, did the AoE instead of the Enrage. Okay, gunner to the middle. Soldier to Delta. Healers, feel free to swap to reflect. Next up is Frog. So the Mustadio mechanic and the Frog combo wombo. Be very careful with this. I'm going to tell you a marker and we are going to go towards the marker far away. Let's see. Where are the Froggies headed to? Go to the north. A. Sorry. Dodge towards A. Point your hole towards the gunner for queen shot. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now towards the turret you're aligned with. Okay. Assume you're deeps. Oh, sorry. Double tank buster. Well, tank buster for each one of these. That's technically a double tank buster. Followed by a raid wide. The turret should be spawning soon. If you're a turret tank, feel free to pop your fans on. Relentless battery cast because they like to do that. And the gun turret should be appearing. Okay. DPS down those turrets, please. And invuln as soon, when it's close, like now, please. There we go. Kill those turrets. There's one turret missing. Kill that turret, please. There we go. Should be followed by a... Oh, right. Everyone's favorite. Ice, move! Move, 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 move. Keep moving, keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving. There we go. Now chill. Ha, got it. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Clones is next. I would appreciate a second set of eyes because these clowns are... they like to just jump off screen. Let's see if I can get a good view of all of them. Gonna look at the one-on-one. Two is a safe one. Two is a safe one. Point your hole towards the gunner. To the gunner, gunner, gunner. Now towards the turret you're aligned with. There we go. Be gaming.
Oh, gunner tank is dead.
Oh, no! AoE. Careful with that. You're not tethered, so we still got it.
I have gunner tank.
Good, good, good. There's a tank
Backing
buster, so mitigate. we should be. Oh, that's Enrage. We can do it. I believe. ABC to the north. Oh yeah, healer LB3. Heal LB3. ABC go to the north orb. DEF to the south one. Healers reflect your correct positions. Coat of arms. Respect that. Okay, doing good. You're doing good. Oh, maybe not. DPS down those guys. We gotta respect the coat of arms. There's a parry, and the orb should be returning. Everyone, the orb should be returning. Head back to your spheres. Head back to your spheres.
Don't DPS.
Oh, yep.
Sorry.
Parry, parry, parry. Okay, now it's just Enrage. DPS down as hard as you can. Parry, parry, stop attacking. We got it. One last one, we can do it. Yes,
Good job,
we
everybody.
did it. Yeah, apologies for that first one there. I was
forgot
like,
to
oh,
bomb.
it starts it starts with S. That must be shield, and I'm like, wait, no, there shouldn't be any traps until after Phantom. Yeah, but I was
Right,
like,
waste those arises.
I was like, oh, S, like it's the word starts with S. That must be shield.
Yay!
And then I'm like, wait a second, sword also starts with S. So apologies for the first one. I thought I was like, oh my god, I have this cool trick. If it starts with S, I can just call out, knockback, and then and it backfired on me. Because apparently I don't know English.
That was pretty unfortunate. That's
so,
the last razor too.
Call out
I could remove this.
Yeah.
I should remove this.
Rest of the calls, I mean,
Besides that joke.
chill. I mean, what else? And the lamp oil rope bombs. Hopefully, that's the color for bombs. That's,
English is an overrated language anyway. It's fine.
Yeah.
See,
Okay, for Phantom. For Phantom, let's see. It is another trash.
Be a raid wide that's moderate.
So for Phantom,
Yeah, we're
Phantom
learning,
is
we're
another
learning.
trash fight. So
Yep.
no LB3s, and technically, we shouldn't be using that many actions. But I'm gonna maybe ask you to, maybe if you possible, like still do your burst at least, because this guy has some
Okay.
mechanics that I have to call that are a little bit of a danger sometimes.
Are you saying you don't want to see ice spikes, like who?
No, well, Ice Spikes is okay. It's mostly the knockback one that just like sometimes I get a little confused on. But usually should be able to get him done before then. Oh, right. Actually, I haven't even explained the mechanics. So, who is this Phantom guy and what is he doing here? I don't know, but his mechanics are as follows. So you see these lanes, the A1, B2, C3, D4. Well, you see them in normal, right? We're gonna have to do the whole donut shimmying along. But we're also going to do he's a dead spirits of all the former janitors, the unionized. Yeah, I think that is true. So what we're going to do is that I'm gonna call out where to go, which lane to go towards at the start. For a little bit more uptime, who's going to be our main tank? I'm going to tell a secret to the main tank. Let's do first.
I can main tank again, Vander.
This is a secret if you want to know where to go. It's not really a secret, it's just like I private message you there so you have it on your chat. And you can start your priority here is usually as the main thing is to drag him towards that lane and be a little ahead when doing the donuts so everyone can have uptime. You want to be super quick and moving him that place and doing the whole laning thing. Once we've successfully donated our way to the other side, we are going to switch lanes. But when are we going to switch lanes? The lane right next to us is going to be blowing up with some line AoEs, and after the third one, we're gonna switch to it. As a little example, let's say the donut bottom, donut bottom, circle down, oh no, I said the secret. Well, let's say we're gonna start off in the Delta lane. Once we get to 4 or G, the lane next to us, so the C3 lane, is going to be blowing up 3 times. After the third one, we're gonna switch to that lane. Okay? And then after that, I'm just gonna be telling you whether we're going to be switching lane or, staying put in that lane. Now, since we are going to be moving to the C3 or the B2 lane to start off with, you might be thinking, where are we going to switch? Are we going to switch to the D4 lane or the B2 lane? If we have options, what do we do? I mainly say prioritize going towards the wall, unless, I call out otherwise.
Okay.
So this means that if you're in C3 and I say switch, you go to the D4 lane. If we're in B2 lane, we go to the A1 lane. If you're ranged, you can be a rebel and go to the other one, but just range things.
What the fuck am I looking at?
Apart from that, I'm gonna be telling you when to switch. It's usually when there's going to be 3 strikes of that line AoE in the lane next to us.
3 strikes and a win.
And after that, after a couple sequences of that, he's gonna just yeet to the middle and start an ad sequence. In this ad sequence, we are going to be everyone is going to be DPSing the red ads. They're like little red looking ads. These need to be DPSed, and the white ads need to be healed. They are a little reminder, these ghosts, these ads, are not in your party. So unfortunately, things like XCOG, I think Ascent Flash, all those targeted ones, target your party ones might not work. So be careful with those. Yes, Bene will insta-heal them to full and will finish that ad. So spread your Benes out if you can, so that we can insta-heal some of them. Yes, if you want to be funny and you're a paladin, you can clemency them, but just DPS, man. He's gonna be in the middle, chilling. There is an AoE beneath him, but it is a trick. You can't actually stand in it. I don't know why. I think just they forgot. They might have forgotten.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Just like they forgot the.
Anyways, after we finish killing those ads, while he's doing the ad sequence, he's gonna start slowly casting Malediction of Ruin. Once we're done with the ads, the barrier around him will disappear, so please interrupt that. After that, we're gonna do, that whole, we're going to go towards the lane or whatever, but we're gonna have to deal with a knockback possibly in the middle there. That one's the one that I've honestly not seen that many times because usually DPS is pretty good here, but I should be fine with that, hopefully. Apart from that, it's pretty much everything's. Oh, right. The healer who brought Banish, please apply it. Please put it on your holster now. Sorry, on your active actions now. You're banishing on cooldown because that makes him easier to kill. Furthermore, if we get to ice spikes, there is going to be a dispel. So if we get to ice spikes, everyone stop attacking him until he's been dispelled. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Any questions for Phantom?
I won't bring
Scale
these
1
next
to
time.
10. How much
I'll bring
punk is he?
About 7.5.
Alrighty. That's all I need to know.
Actually, no, 7.3. Repeating. I don't know. Anyways. Let's see. There was an explanation, so I'm gonna do the ready checks, you know. So we usually don't because, you know, it's a trash fight here, but since there was an explanation, I'm gonna call for some ready checks. That is the wrong button.
Did you mention the healing phantoms?
Yeah, the white ones, you heal them. Just if you're a white mage, you can insta-bene them to like insta-heal them to full, so spread those out.
Real quick, can we confirm
Yeah.
that somebody does have banish? I know we had a lot of swapping. Okay, thanks.
True. Sorry?
Finish.
Okay, good. Let's see. Yeah, Rare has been. Rare has been.
Rare has banish. Can we confirm that Rare is here? Okay, Zahar has banish.
I think D is the only one. Is D ready? Okay, everyone is ready. And all the other tanks, make sure you don't have tank stance on, apart from the main tank here.
Am I good for countdown?
Yes.
We have an entomologist in chat. Huh?
Okay, he's gonna start off with a huge raid wide. It's gonna be massive. Be very careful. Oh my gosh. I am absolutely 100% not lying. Okay, no, I lied. It doesn't hit for much. Let's see, where are we going next? Alpha! Alpha! Drag him towards Alpha marker, please. Follow the donut AoEs. Be careful with the wall at the end. Switch to the 2 lane. Oh, a little early there. EPS, EPS, EPS. We can stay in this lane, pretty sure. You can stay in this 2 lane.
It's invert.
Oh no, wait, it's inverted, so it's, yeah. It's, we go to the switch to the A lane, to the 1 lane. It's inverted. Switch to the 2 lane. Switch back. Okay, add sequence. I've never messed that up. I must have been a little nervous there.
Doing fine.
Add phase, so you know, just kill the red ones, heal the misty ones. Oh yeah, you can have a race if you want to.
I'm just gonna butch and hope for start building crit. Oh, yep.
Fucking blood rage, just the beat the
There
hard.
you go.
Still losing.
I'm just gonna do this for now.
Okay, I would appreciate if you burst them down here. But let's see. What is this next mechanic going to be like? Where are we going to head? We're gonna head either north or south. Let's see. We're gonna head north because we killed him. Yeah, we're gonna head north.
Right,
because we-
do not run
Traps.
ahead of your perceptors.
Traps. There's some
Stay
traps
back.
here. Stay back.
Hey, y'all's loot.
Oh yeah, there's some loot there. Careful.
If
man.
you pop the wrong traps here, we cannot go past Trinity Avowed, so please be careful.
Yes.
This is not a race.
Or is? Okay, no. Don't listen to that. That is a wrong call out. My bad. Okay.
We do a minor amount of trolling.
If you touch a mini trap, half the members of CEM will hunt you down.
Yes.
There is a mini trap in door prog,
The
so please be
door
careful.
prog. Careful.
Turn on your walk if you have to. Please do not hit this trap.
Yes.
Holy shit, that's
Game's
fucked
really
up.
devious because it knows we're gonna clear.
Okay. So, Trinity Avowed.
Shit.
Well, I mean, first of all, congrats. We got past the boys and the ghost, and now we're facing hell itself. So, for
Real quick, Trinity Avowed has a very large aggro radius, so please do not go very far into the arena at all.
Please. Okay, let's see. Good old. Where is it? Trinity Avowed. Oh boy. So, Trinity Avowed's whole shtick
Okay, that's not
is, well, there's two of them. One is, they, like us, play different well, maybe not all of us play different classes. But, you know, like, I would say a good amount of us play a lot of classes. And they are going to have, like, Trinity Avowed is going to have a lot of faces attached to the type of weapon that they bring out. And the other shtick, which you also probably saw in normal, is the hot and cold mechanic. We're gonna have to. So, a little reminder: this fight is a lot of personal responsibility. My callouts will help, will assist you here, but they won't solve you everything. Unfortunately, these hot and cold debuffs and the resolving temperature thing, they are going to be primarily depending on your actions. If you can't do math, well, I'm not sure how to respond to that. But if you can't do math, I guess it won't, because then it won't be counting. But there's like some arrows in your debuffs. One of them is going to go up, the other one is going to go down, and you can balance those. Yeah. So that would be the opposite. Well, not the opposite, but if you don't know math, then you can guide yourself by the pretty colors in the debuffs. So these hot and cold mechanics, you saw them in hopefully you saw them in normal. Unless you were like just not paying attention at all. You need to balance these before a certain before they get resolved, or else you're dead. If you're too hot or too cold, you will die. Why does the Warrior of Light die from like some minor of some like temperature discomfort? I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's a lot of temperature at once. That's my guess. So, I'm gonna start with the beginning. Trinity Avowed is going to start off with a tank buster. This is a shared tank buster, and for safety reasons, we have all the tanks go and share it with the tank. If you don't want to, if you don't want to, I guess I can't do anything. But I would appreciate. Well, no, I can. I am the caller. Please go towards please go and share it with the tank. And then there's another thing, which is after that, it's going to be, tank buster is called Wrath of Bastia. And then the raid void is going to be called Glory of Bastia. This raid void hits like a truck and then applies a bleed. As you can guess, that requires healing by the part of the healers. A good focus on healing. But also, it requires the main tank of the party to Ether Shield. Technically, you don't need to because, if you do some things, but we're not doing that. Main tanks, if you see Glory of Bossja being cast, please Ether Shield. As a little reminder, after every phase, usually after every phase, when everyone's running around saying like, oh my god, I survived the mechanic, I survived the hot and cold, the Trinity Avowed is usually going to do a Glory of Bossja there. So in case I somehow don't call it out, you can always orient yourself through that. Now, the faces. Like a lot of bosses in, like, I guess, video games, you know how these bosses, like, they show off their moves before heading into the fight, the proper fight? Trinity Avowed is going to do the same. After the Tank Buster and the raid-wide Ether Shield, yes. Oh, the Ether Shield, yeah, keep it on your action if you're a main tank in a party, okay? And if for safety reasons, off tank, feel free to like pop it as well. If your tank dies or if your tank is dead, you're gonna have to do the Ether Shield from now on. So yeah, show me your yeah. He's gonna do a show me your moves. Well, now we are gonna a show off of the moves, and they're gonna be some 3 Allegiant Arsenal casts back to back. The Allegiant Arsenal cast is how Trinity Avowed switches classes.
Okay.
Trinity Avowed takes a couple of seconds to go into their inventory and like equip their proper job stone. So we use that time to cheat by knowing which job she's going to change. Well, actually, no. Like all respectable bosses, Trinity Avowed calls out the phase you're going to go on. But obviously, with a nice macro, they're gonna do like, oh, the flames of whatever. I'm going to that sort of macro. The trick is that we usually just look at the name of the person saying it. Stanek is sword.
Okay.
Isolde is bow, and then Seven is staff. They're going to do it back to back to back. And Allegiant Arsenal, how do we deal with this? If it's bow, Trinity Avowed will head to the center, and we want to stand behind Trinity Avowed, behind them. And as for sword, it's the opposite. So instead of moving towards the center, she's going to stay where she is, wherever she may be. And we want to stand in front of her. For bow, for staff, it's everyone's favorite, just point blank AoE around her to screw up the melee DPS. A little trick for that that staff, is that when that staff is coming up, Trinity Avowed will do like an emote. They're gonna like twirl around and then put their staff up. As soon as you see the glow from that staff going off, that is the best spot for you to go out of melee range. If you want to like greed a little. But if you don't, feel free to just stay out all the while. They're going to do it back to back to back, right? And then the last one, Trinity Avowed will stay on that and will do the associated phase. So, there is some randomization of like phases, somewhat. There is a deterministic order based on like how they show off their moves at the start. But I'm going to go through each of the phases. If it's staff phase, first of all, when it's staff phase, there's gonna be the meteors dropping. So I usually say meteors mitigate because they still deal damage when they come down. They're gonna be applying a quick march debuff to you, or forced march. These debuffs are you must have seen them in the level 71, 70. Yeah, I think 71. No. 61 dungeon. Siren Song, see? Yeah, I think that one. You know, where after the debuff resolves, you get, you know, moved towards the direction of the arrow relative to your character. What I mean by, well, relative to the direction your character is facing. So if it's a backwards march and you're facing towards beta, you're gonna just move in the direction of delta. There's gonna be eastward, westward, you know, backwards, front, I guess. And what you're gonna do with these marches is you want to be forced march. You want to be forced marched to your meteor. What I mean by meteor, well, this is a hot and cold mechanic. So you want to go to the meteor that balances out your temperature. So if you have one hot fire debuff, you want to go to you want to get marched towards the one ice meteor. Be careful. These marches aren't like a few like inches. No, they are usually 2 tiles in length. Because these meteors are diagonal, it might be a little bit harder to visualize. But if you are in the center and your force march is facing towards your meteor, you should be fine. After you resolve your hot and cold debuff and hopefully survive, after every hot and cold debuff, there is a Gloria Posture cast. So we will tanks will ether shield there. And that is for the first staff phase. For the first, should we call? Actually, no. Let's do the whole staff thing, staff explanation. The second time staff comes back, and the second time any of these make a comeback, Trinity Avowed will be slightly enraged. Well, not enraged, but, you know, slightly furious that you survived this long. So they'll apply a little bit more trickery to the whole thing. The second time a phase comes up, we're also going to have some brands come up. Think of these like modifiers to your current temperature. If I have a 1 fire as my initial temperature, and I have a 1 fire brand, in reality, my temperature is 2 fire. So we're gonna, as soon as the brands go out, we're gonna add them to our current temperature, and that will be our new total. And we're gonna resolve everything pretending that is our new total. For the second staff phase, well, you know, the hot and cold mechanic, and then as soon as, you know, everyone checks your temperatures, and then the brand comes up. So everyone rechecks their temperatures, adding and subtracting if appropriate. After that, you know, the actual meteors will come down. So once again, mitigate through that. But this time we don't have a forced march, so we can just head to your meteor. However, what is going to appear are a couple. Well, what is going to appear are a couple of clones. I think it's in the north and the east. True north, just true north, in the north and the east. And they're going to be pointing towards one column, one row, essentially making crisscross AoEs. You're going to head to your meteor and make sure that you're not clipped by those AoEs. Because if you do, then you'll get damaged, and that's not good at all. And then, those were the meteors. So you head to your meteor, you dodge those AoEs, and hopefully you resolve your temperature correctly. After that, typical Gloria Posture cast. Those were the staff phases. For the sword phases, remember the sword phases, every time Trinity Avowed switches to a sword phase, she is going to stay where she is, and we're gonna want to stand in front of her. The main tanks can do a little bit of a trick here, in the sense that if you see that sword is coming next, then you can face it towards the party immediately so that they don't have to move. But if you don't do that, like, it's okay. We can adjust accordingly. For the sword phase. You know, the hot and
This is so fucking
the sword phase,
complicated.
hot and cold again.
I'll have to
And
hold
then
my burst.
Trinity
God forbid I
Avowed
have
is
it in this
going
burst.
to basically, spawn some more clones. And this is the one of the harder things to grasp, the sword phase. We are going to be, so some clones are going to appear surrounding the 1, 2, 3, 4 square. So, the square formed by those 4 tiles.
1,
And they're going to just
2,
face a direction and cleave half of the arena towards another direction.
3.
And you're going to have to
1.
resolve your debuff according to that, resolve your temperature according to that. How do you do this? Well, first of all, hopefully, I will be calling out the safe spot accordingly. When I call out the safe spot, that is a spot that will not get cleaved by any sword. This does not mean that you should just go there and just chill, or I'm sorry for the pun again, but it doesn't mean like you just go there. You still have to resolve your debuff, right? In the cardinal directions from that tile, one tile north of that tile, one tile south of that tile, one tile east of that tile, and one tile west of that tile. Those are the spots that you need to be in order to resolve your debuff. Because if you take a look at the clones, those will be the areas that will get hit by only one sword. Get hit by the sword that you need to get hit by in order to resolve your debuff. So if it's if I have 1 fire and I need to balance it out, I want to head to the tile 1 cardinal spot away from the safe spot that will get hit by the 1 ice sword. This is usually a hard mechanic to get correctly the first time, but one common reminder: if you're 2 tiles away from the safe spot, you're dead. If you're in an intercard from that safe spot, you're dead. No exceptions.
Oh, hooray.
Okay, so never be in an intercard and never be 2 tiles away from the safe spot in a cardinal direction.
Okay.
I think there should be, I don't know if there's maybe some diagrams that we can put in the Delubrum group chat too for the swords, but usually that tends to be some of the hard part. Thankfully, the boss is untargetable during this time, so you can devote all your brain power into figuring out where you need to go. That is for swords 1. Hot and cold, then the whole sword shenanigans, which will happen twice. So, I will call out safe spot for the first one, safe spot for the second one. And then after that, hot and cold gets resolved, raid-wide, Glory of Boss Jump. For the second sword, it is exactly the same, but now you have a brand. The brand, however, can potentially make you be 4 ice, or 3 ice, or 4 fire, 4 hot, 3 hot. How you deal with these is that you're going to be resolving them separately. Like I mentioned, there are going to be 2 sets of those sword cleaves. So resolve one on the first one and the other one on the second one. So, get hit by the 2-1 first and the 1-1 second, or vice versa. And if you have 4 of any debuff, on the first set of sword cleaves, you want to get hit by the 2 and then the other 2 on the other one. This is because you can't survive 2 sword cleaves at once. And that is the whole sword phase. That is probably one of the hardest ones to grasp. The bow one is, unfortunately, usually also hard. The bow one is usually referred to as the ladder game. This is because, first of all, as soon as bow phase starts, we're gonna get quick march. We're gonna get applied the quick march debuff, followed by a shared tank buster, and then Flames of Bastia. Flames of Bastia is a AoE that covers like 90% of the arena, and it will either spawn on beta or delta. If it spawns on beta, we want to go to delta. If it spawns on delta, we want to go to beta. But we want to use the quick march to get there. So if we have to go to beta, you want to get quick march 2 tiles to beta. So you should pretty much always start on the middle column, no matter where you're going. Because if not, we'll get clipped. So once we have reached, the beta column or the delta column of tiles, the ladder game is going to appear. This ladder game, I think it is also there. Yeah, the ladder game, the pipe game. We're going to need to resolve our debuffs by getting hit by an arrow that comes from the other side of the arena. However, each time an arrow encounters a junction in their path, they will switch lanes. So they will take every turn in the path. If you want a little bit more in-depth analysis of this game, I think if you like the Wikipedia, it's technically called Ghost Leg, or known in Japan as Amida Kuji.
Mechanic begins when the boss jumps between the 2 and 3 markers.
Yeah, essentially that.
After the hot
if you
and cold
really
pass,
want to take a look at it, a little more in
the boss
depth.
will then become untargetable, and
but yeah, they will take every turn in the path. So locate the arrow you need to get hit by, follow the pipe game, and get hit by that appropriate
Do this, look for
arrow.
2 clones with swords pointed towards each other.
However, there's a little caveat. There are actually only 2 patterns of ladder games that might appear, normal or inverted. You can take a look at them in the Delubrum group chat too, of where each arrow will go given the pattern. I haven't really called out normal or inverted before, but I should be able to.
Or you get
now that will basically be it for the bow phase 1, but for after we do the hot and cold, Glory of Bastia,
for the second set,
Raid White
find
Ether
a safe
Shield.
spot by looking for the 2 clones.
For bow 2, it's going to be once again a lot more complicated.
Then move
in the sense that we are not going to get
the squares between the 2 swords.
Well,
stay at the safe
the
spot.
Flames of Bastia, we're not going to get quick march to Delta or Bravo. You're going to have to move there yourself. But there's also going to be some line AoEs that pop out right before that. So you want to quickly dodge those line AoEs. Oh, the line AoEs are the crisscross clones, the ones I mentioned before. And you want to dodge those in and then quickly sprint towards Delta or Beta. About sprint. If you have Forced March on you and you have sprint active, you're gonna get you're gonna run off into the sunset. So please don't sprint if you have a Forced March, unless you really know what you're doing somehow.
Look for the safe spot.
So once we're in a safe column, Beta or Delta, the ladder game will also appear, but we will have a brand and the quick march. So you will have to add or subtract from your temperature to get to your new total. And also, instead of going towards the safe spot, towards the one you want to get hit by, you want to be 2 away from it, because you want to get quick march towards that spot. It's a lot at once, but
by going into
it is doable.
The adjacent squares that is
it does tend to be a lot at once. But mainly, you want to get quick march to the one you're going to get hit by. It's still going to be the ladder game. You're going to follow each bend in the path.
Stay in the safe spot.
After that, it's going to be a Glory of Bastia, but, and this is a huge... Sorry? Oh, sorry?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Well, this is going to be huge, but after that Glory of Bastia,
In this case,
after
it's for
Bow 2,
stay in
the second
safe
phase of
spot
Bow,
if you
there's
have
going to be a
neutral
shared tank
temperature.
buster.
If not, resolve it as previous.
So if you're like, oh,
In phase 2,
Sword is
you will
next,
also
and
get
the
an
AoE
elemental
has already
brand
gone
in
out,
addition to your
but you
temperature
just came
after
out of
hot
Bow
and cold
phase,
cast. Use the
do
first
not
cleave to
phase
resolve
that
your
towards the
temperature,
party,
and then the
because
second cleave to resolve
it's a
your
tank
brand.
buster,
I hope
there's
that
a
was
tank
useful,
buster in
and
the
thank you
middle.
for watching. And then the second.
Those were all 3
insane.
phases, all the 3 different types of phases, and they're gonna. So no, Trinity Avowed is going to do 1 of each one, and then the second phase of each one. Any questions? It's a lot. Any questions? Is there a difference between elemental brand and hot and cold?
Oh shit! Look at
Yes.
this
So the
shit.
brand, so the hot and cold one is already immediately appears on your temperature bar. The brand is something that you're gonna have to add on to it if we're in one of the phases that has it. So even though the temperature bar says one thing, you're gonna have to add or subtract your brand. What I mean add or subtract is like depending on how you resolve it. So it's always adding what it says there. So it's adding fire to it or adding ice. The thing is that a lot of people usually say, well, maybe ice is like subtracting, fire is like adding. Yes. If you have ice 2 and firebrand 1, that means that your actual temperature is ice 1. You need to get hit by fire 1 in order to resolve it correctly. Is brand and temperature resolved at the same time? In staff and bow, yes, you're gonna add them up, and then you're just gonna want to get hit by the appropriate meteor or arrow in order to resolve it. But for sword, you might have to resolve those in 2 different sword cleaves. The top figure referencing and the bottom figure referencing?
Oh, that one I understand. So we're going to be down at the bottom of that picture for the latter game. And the arrow is going to be up at the top of that. So if the arrow that you need is at 1, you need to be at 1 on the bottom. Does that make sense, Harleet?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and technically the brand actually gets resolved is at the end. Like that's when you actually know if you did it correct or not. Another thing, in meteor, in sword, that's the only time where you can get fire 3, fire 4, ice 3, and ice 4. And in bow, that is the only time where you might get you might actually get balanced by your brand. Like your brand might actually solve it for you. If that happens in bow, follow the empty spot. That is the arrow, quote unquote, that you want to get hit by. The empty spot will also technically follow the bends in the path.
They do not have a different pattern. It just looks like it depending on how you're viewing the information. But if you see 1, will always take to 1, whether it's the green and white one or the colored one.
We'll call normal or inverted for arrow. I've never done so, but I know what to look out for. I'll try. I'll try it.
Yeah, that's the most helpful cheat call if there is a way to do that, because in all honesty, I just keep that normal and inverted pattern up on my other monitor.
Yeah, it's technically not an obligatory call out, but it's really helpful. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. Hopefully, I should know about it.
We'll see if we can back you up on it too.
This one is fucked up. This one is the hardest one.
I think that any other questions? Right? Any other questions?
I think I have to slow down DPS.
Not, then we can
and then just turn off my brain and just solve this mechanic.
Okay, good. Make
I will
sure
let-
all the main tanks in each party have Ether Shield on your active actions.
Yeah. Real quick, in party C, I do
Yes.
have one person who does not have any other re-raisers. Do we have anybody with like a spare
I've got
Lost to Rise?
I've got lost re-raises of people. I have 2 people want to come to the bunny by the door.
Okay. Yeah. All the main tanks in each party have Ether Shield on your active actions. All off tanks, make sure you have an Ether Shield on your holster. And for the off tanks as well, make sure that you have a sacrifice on your holster. Lost sacrifice. This is because in Trinity Avowed is usually one of those times where the healers might, like both of your healers might die. And in that scenario, if you're an off tank, your role is to equip Lost Sacrifice and sacrifice yourself for a healer. One very important thing that I almost forgot. I would say, so while there are technically some spots where you can rest during a hot and cold mechanic, I would say just don't race if there is a hot and cold mechanic out. Because especially during meteors, because meteors, there is no safe spot for someone who doesn't have a temperature. In bow and sword, they do exist, but still, I would say focus on your hot and cold mechanic first.
I think I can do staff
if
and
you
sword,
want to
but bow
raise,
is like fucking
raise
horrifying.
in between the
Quick
hot and cold
march.
mechanics. The same goes for LB3. And for LB3, remember it has range. If you're on beta and someone's dead on delta, you might not be able to hit them. Okay, so be careful. Yeah, Ether Shields don't stack, but if you're an off tank and you want to keep that already active for, I don't know, practice or safety reasons, feel free to do so. Either way, if your tank is dead, like your main tank is dead, you need to be Ether Shield duty.
Good practice for prog.
Also, if you're a main tank and you're like, I'm going to die, because the hot and cold mechanic, you're like, I'm going to die. Ether Shield right before you die, because like I mentioned before, there's a raid wide after each hot and cold. If you Ether Shield right as you die, you might save the off tank some trouble in case they're like, oh, the holster, the Ether Shield, and it might be a
oh shit, looking in your bag.
There is certainly a delay there. I have had that happen where like, oh, I'm the off tank, oh, they're dead. Holster, Ether, they're all dead now. So if you're a main tank in your party and you're about to die, just like you don't have to shout like, take this, my last Haman, but if you want to, you can do that, and as you valiantly Ether Shield the party.
Duly
That would be
noted.
take this. Yeah.
My final Hamon.
Yeah, that is a JoJo reference. Okay, Trinity Avowed. Doing the ready checks, please. Do the ready checks now.
All right. Everybody, congrats on getting to Trinity Avowed.
Yeah. This is the work of an enemy brand? Yes, Elemental brand. Elemental brand. Everyone, congrats on getting to Trinity Avowed. If you die real early, it's okay.
I have a feeling.
Oh wait, the actual ready check didn't say yes. If you die early, it's okay. If we don't hit Enrage, it's okay. This is a hard fight. Usually the first pull for everyone tends to just be memes, because half the party's dead. Everyone's just trying to survive. But yeah. Let's see.
And if you do die, what you can do, especially during like a hot and cold mechanic, is pick somebody in your party and look at their brands, and figure out where you would have moved if you were them.
Yeah.
And just kind of be thinking about that in the back of your head to give you a little extra practice with trying to resolve these mechanics, because they do take a lot of time to learn. I'm, still learning them myself. So.
Yes. Yes. So everyone is ready, and
we have one BRB.
Yeah. Oh, these. Yeah, I saw the whatchamacallit, the D there, but it's like D has one BRB. There was a D already. So yeah, we can wait for the D party to do it. Well, either way, I was gonna like wait a while, so I was bubbling my party because I brought back here to hold you back. Well, I would have held myself back because I would have waited until like I've bubbled as many people as possible before I called for the countdown. I'm gonna just distribute some bubbles. If you don't want it, you know, because of buff cap or whatever, you can right click it off.
Basically, as long as you respect mechanics, you'll be fine. At least to get to Enrage.
Will Monk buff cap because of Formless Fist? Of Raptor stances?
I should probably add that, like, Bow 1, the time when the little flame comes up and the Forced March expires is, like, really fucking strict. So don't
Yes.
It is very
And now everyone is ready. Yeah. It was I was testing you all before, you know, I was like, or they're gonna
let's do
it. Now we should hopefully all be ready. Everyone make sure you have your required actions and everything.
Last minute food check.
Yes, minute food check, re-racer check. Can I get bubble too? Oh, you want bubble too? Yes, of course. You're the duelist, so now you're gonna be super, super thick. Okay. I think we can count down.
Oh god, alright, here we go.
We have the markers. That would have been a disaster without markers.
You mean more fun?
Well, I guess, yeah.
Look at it that way. More disaster. Disaster is a synonym for fun.
Trinity Avowed is going to start off with a tank buster. If you're a tank, please share it up north. Mitigate too. And we're heading out to our first raid wide. Ether shield, ether shield. Please, ether shield.
Holy shit!
Okay, let's see. What do we have today? It's going to be sword first. It's going to be, staff first, staff first. Yeah, get out, head out, head out, head out, head out, head out, head out. Oh no. Sorry. Out from melee range. Sword next. Sword next. Get in front of her. Get in front of her. And next up should be bow. Get behind her. Get behind her. Okay, we're gonna start off with a quick march towards. Oh wait, first. Oh no, it's a tank buster. Shared tank buster. We're gonna get forced march towards. Let's see here. Delta. Get forced march towards Delta. Bow first. Alright, check your temperature.
Inverted.
Inverted, yeah. Okay, follow the arrow. It will take every bend in the path. Got the wrong one. Let's see. Ether shield, ether shield. AoE ether shield. Raid wide ether shield. Next up is staff meteors. Get ready to mitigate accordingly. and get ready to go out first. Now, go out, go out, go out, go out, go out, go out. Okay, now meteors hit again. Check your temperature.
I need to go fire.
Check your forced march direction.
Okay.
Mitigate these meteor drops.
Oh my.
And get forced march to the meteor that you need. Ether shield? Raid wide ether shield now should be good. Now it's going to be sword. We're gonna go. Wait, get in front of her. Get in front of her. Towards 2. She's gonna disappear in about 15 seconds or so. Check your temperature. It's gonna disappear in a couple seconds now. Safe spot is 1. Safe spot is 1. Safe spot is 4. Safe spot is 4.
Whoa!
Gonna be a raid white next, so prepared to ether shield. Ether shield.
Okay, I get it.
And it's gonna be Bone next. She's gonna move to the middle so we can get behind her towards C, Charlie.
Dude,
Towards
my
Charlie.
brain is.
Behind her. Now there's going to be some line AoEs. Be very careful. Dodge those first, and then I'm gonna tell you where to dodge towards. Dodge line AoEs first, then go to beta. Beta. Sprint if you have to. Well done. Check your temperature.
Okay. Elemental
Now
brand.
check your brand. Add those up. That should be your new total. You might
Okay, so
just
I
already
needed-
have 0.
I need to fire one.
Check your forced march direction. You will move 2 tiles when it resolves. And this should be inverted again. So. Get forced march to the one you need to get hit by.
No!
Going to be a raid white and then a tank buster, so be careful. Raid white tank buster, shared tank buster. Please help out the tank. Great. And now we should be moving on towards staff. Yes, staff, so we can head to the middle. Perfect. Get away from her at the pulse of light.
My brain!
So, now. Okay. Check your temperature. Check your temperature. Check your brand. Add those up, and that should be your new total. Meteors are falling. Mitigate appropriately, and careful with the line AoEs. Go to the meteor you need to get hit by, and be careful of the line AoEs. The outside corners should be safe here. Alright. Coalesce. And now a raid-wide ether shield. Feel free to heal her LB3, but be careful with the lead. Get in front of her. Get in front of her. She is a little bit... There we go. I think we're all here. And we're back to this sword phase. So it's going to go untargetable in about 15 seconds or so. Check your temperature.
I'm ice. I'm double ice. I'm double ice.
Check your brand. This should be your new total. You know, well, add them up and these should be your new total. And get ready to hear correct save spot. 2. 2 is the save spot.
Wait, what?
3. 3 is the safe spot. All right. Everyone together.
Oh, I'm dead.
And should be in raid wide.
That was Elemental Brand 2.
Ether shield.
I thought it was... Oh, fuck. I thought that was... I guess I have to put my mouse up there now. Oh. I wish it had the number 2 on it. Fuck!
And unfortunately...
This is Enrage.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't think
Holy
we can
shit.
quite make it.
Enough of this mummery.
But congratulations, everyone. We did reach Enrage. We did reach Enrage. Unless I re-race her here. Okay, no. You can't.
I mean, you can. You'll just die.
Oh,
again, like
yeah,
I just
we'll
do. Bane and I try until the end
There
there.
we go. Yeah, it was Trinity Avowed. Thank you.
Good job, progress.
Everyone yeah, we did get to Enrage, which is pretty cool. And like, how much? 22%?
See this and then
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
And we all got
solid.
to see all the mechanics, got to Enraged. That is great. I'm so
That was pretty
excited.
good.
Very
Yes.
short fight.
Very short fight.
my
I think
phone
it's
time.
about the same time as the others. I think it might have been slower because my callouts are a little more spaced out there too. Not
Calls are
sure.
Perfect over there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I
great job.
mentioned, TS I struggle because of like Queensguard. You know, well, a couple tricks there with it, and then the TA is just like I know it.
The
It was
thing with TA compared to TS is that TA is predictable. TS.
predictable, and well, I wrote it down in the chat. That was the order, in case anyone noticed. Like I read TA like a book. I was like, I predict what you're gonna do next, like the JoJo reference that we were mentioning. Okay, no, sorry.
I saw a couple people running into the enter cards of the safe spot. If you run into an enter card of the safe spot during swords, you will
You're
die.
dead. You're dead. Yeah.
Inner cards.
So
Bad.
yeah, so you want to no diagonal spaces, just like the ones that are directly connecting to the
Yeah.
edges.
Like I mentioned, if you're an intercard, you will die. If you're 2 cardinal spots away from the safe spot, you will also die.
I don't think that one is true. I was 2 cardinal spots away.
If you're 2
You were
cardinals
trying
No,
out
to
no,
of the way,
it is 100% true.
it's
you will
100%
die.
true.
You are
Yeah, you
too-
die. The
You
only
die, yeah,
safe
pretty
spot
sure.
is 1 step away, cardinal direction from the safe spot.
Unless you have
Oh, yeah. When I mean 2 away, I mean like not including the safe spot. 2
Yeah.
away.
Okay.
So like, if the safe spot was D and you were next to D on that spot, it would be the next one over. That would be like absolute death. You're fucked.
Yes.
The one thing with swords is that people don't really know where they're hitting, and so the side that she raises the sword on, it's gonna hit every square to that side of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not in a straight line, like the entire arena. It's gonna hit everything. So you can figure it out kind of according to that. What I will do is I'll go stand next to the TA that I need to get hit by, and then follow it until I'm standing next to the safe spot.
Yep, there's a lot of videos in DRS resources about swords. And
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
I watched one
Really-
quickly while the
they're
guy
really
was
good.
going on, so I
Really-
wouldn't need to rely on the call out. No offense, I'm just trying to learn it myself.
Oh well, I mean, like the thing is, you have to learn it yourself. Like I won't
the
call out.
can only do so much.
Yeah,
Oh no! What I mean is like, which is the safe spot for swords? Like,
Oh,
I know how to
Yes.
do the mechanic. But
That
I've
is
never
so
learned how to like identify the safe spot.
That
It's
is
so
also
brain
very-
dead.
And that's also very helpful because, maybe I just like blank out. You can just chime on in, or you can just like say, "Haha, screw the color. I'm gonna do it myself." No, I cannot understand.
Screw the color. I'm gonna do it my way.
I'm gonna do it my way. It's the only person to die to that mechanic. Oh,
I'm gonna do it my way. Immediately pops fucking Hongang.
I think
anyway.
it goes. Yeah, it goes through.
It goes through it. I know it goes through it.
Where's Lost Aether Shield?
Yeah, our gets it murdered.
Oh, you have to.
A
Oh wait,
lot of folks.
30%. Wait a minute.
Bless. Felt so bad.
It was pretty fun.
It was. It happens. Thanks for doing calls.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Yes.
Thank you for the great calls.
Recommendation
Nico.
was first time. I also have like some things that I want to maybe. That I know I'm like,
it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. It was
I need
pretty
to,
good.
like,
I
maybe
really needed
this
it.
call would have been better. But I mean, I wouldn't like unless I did
you
it
need
like
to practice.
once.
Like that's what this run is for.
I
You
think
need
you
to
got
practice.
better as like you went through.
The only
like,
time was in the meme
you were
well,
shaky on
and I
TS, then you were
got killed
better
every
on
time.
Green
Oh
Dot,
yeah,
and then,
like I
and then
mentioned,
TA comes
TS.
along and you're like, yeah.
TS is TS is like no, it was the thing like I've been meaning to call to like want to try calling for the longest time, but TS is the wall for me. I'm like really scared of that TS fight because the other ones I'm more comfortable on, and then TA I'm even more comfortable on that. Stiglord comfortable on that. Queen
Stig doesn't even need calls apart from like knockbacks essentially.
Oh no, but like it's always good to have them for the resolving debuffs, for the range.
My brain cannot
and it's
handle that.
probably one of the most important
it's so
one
cheating.
is to like, hey,
such cheap. You
Minotax, get ready.
Monitor. I might just
That is
print this picture
yeah,
out.
otherwise you're fucked.
Yes. Unfortunately, we did not see the meme I had for Dahu, which I just knew it would happen. It involves the left and right shockwave, so you probably might know which one it is. But yeah, I'll sign up maybe for another run, try calling it, so that I can do that. And thank you all for coming. Oh, I think
it wasn't bad at all.
I didn't write them down, but a few people did like when I did a mistake, they did like mention it in chat, and that is very helpful. Like if you see me doing a mistake, and you call it in chat, that's like, you know, top tier gaming. But also possibly a sacrifice because you're like gonna have to open up your chat window and possibly die to say it. So you're like, I'm going to die, but no one else has to.
What is one life compared to 47?
Yes.
Dang.
I mean, if it's the duelist, that's a different story.
Oh yeah. If you're the duelist and you know what it is and you want to say it in chat, please don't say it in voice. Or
just essentially fuck the rest of the group. You're the duelist. You've already proven yourself.
Now that the TA tanked, I think they died, so I kind of just panic voked. So if I fucked anything.
Oh,
did
the
did see
TA
that.
tank die?
Yes, the TA tank died.
They were all dead, and I saw the stat marker like on the party. So I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna vote.
You did good on that.
Yeah, thank you for that too. Like stepping in and you're like, once again, they're dead, but no one else has to die. Bravo.
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself because this is the first TA run I've done where I haven't fucked up mechanic, died, any of that. So
yeah, I also see. Yeah, you lasted. You picked it up and you're like, I got this.
Well,
I can do this. I managed to survive everything.
You also did it.
Get away from her.
Pretty much perfect. Like, I forgot to mention during the explanation, but yeah, if she's heading towards staff, you want to position her towards the middle, and you did so like you did so perfect. You're like, oh, this is going to be staff. I'm gonna move her towards the middle.
Yes, I think it's just general practice for tanks.
Of
Just
course.
pull it in the middle. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, true. I was like, wow, you predicted that, and you're like, oh wow.
Unless it's Memoria Misera.
Oh yeah.
Where
look how
Varus
shitty
moves
that
at the
looks.
speed of government.
He just takes his time.
He's got nowhere to be.
I think he is like the slowest. Yeah, it's just so slow.
I think he might be the slowest boss in the entire game.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
Why did they do that? I think. Well, I mean, I don't know, but I think it's. I don't know if you noticed, but like Memoria Misera, I think I'm not sure. I vaguely recall them mentioning like they're gonna try and add a trial, like a somewhat, well, not somewhat rushed trial, but they're gonna try and add one more trial. You know, that being that's probably the one that they mentioned, and it makes sense because the mechanics for that fight, they're like you can count them in your hand.
Yeah.
The tricky part about it, and the clever way that they did it is, the combos between them, and the mind games that ensue because of them. And the other funny thing about that is, because it's like just recycling mechanics all over and over, they're like one of the biggest obstacles in that fight is just remembering where in the fight you are, because everything looks so similar because it is similar.
Also,
so yeah, Memoria Misera is one of my. It's like
It's a very
cleverly
reactionary
designed.
fight.
And cleverly designed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Payne.
He can start phase 2 after the big DPS burst thing. He can start it like 3 different ways, I think, depending on what depending on what Aether Shield he uses, what he loads rather.
Yeah, he loads a different Aether Shield, and then he'll do like.
I was this much.
Aether
I was
Shield,
pretty high up
raid
there.
wide.
I was pretty high up there, but
Raid wide
fuck,
Aether
man,
Shield.
Oh my
the
god,
DC.
Aether Shield. Yeah, we're saying Aether Shield. It's Gun Shield. Oh my god.
It's Gun Shield.
I feel like if people want to learn, I call those fights like mechanic salad fights, where it's mostly about like mixing mechanics versus something like
Damn.
E8S, where it's like do one mechanic in a really specific way. Susanna was a good place to start.
Susano. Yeah,
Susanna
Susano was nice.
He's nice. I don't know if he's the first one that's like it, but he's the one I think
Alright, I
of
want
a
to bounce.
lot.
See ya, guys.